Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Empower for You. I know I've been gone for a minute, but I've been putting things in perspective. A lot of times we go through life and we're out of focus, we're out of balance, we're out of perspective. There are things in our lives that shouldn't be, but we've held on to them for, say, sentimental value, or we've had them so long we've become used to them. But there comes a time when all of us need to focus on putting things in perspective. And over the last few months, I've been struggling with perspective. And come to find out, that's a part of my life journey, is to find out what's important. What in life is really and truly important? And there are so many small things that we have in our lives that trip us up, that keep us from reaching our life purpose because we're not reaching higher. We're not dreaming bigger. Most of all, we've gotten used to where we are. We've gotten accustomed to where we are. And we don't actually see that, maybe there's something beyond where we are. But we've gotten so comfortable with that, then we start to settle. And there's no room for settling. I, for one, yes, I've settled. I sure did. I sure did. I settled for things. I've given to people, to things that I shouldn't have. I stayed in places too long, past my season, because it was comfortable. I've held on to relationships because they were comfortable. But now, as I put things in their proper perspective, I can see that these things, these relationships, these people, these jobs, they no longer serve me. And I'm just holding on to them because they're comfortable. Now, there's always something that I tell people when I'm trying to teach them a lesson. I will take out a $10, $20 bill, take it, fold it up, and put it in their hand. You know. And then I would say, now imagine, I'll hold up a dollar. I said, now imagine this is $100 bill. Take it from me. And the first thing they do is this. With a $10 or $20 bill, I got 100 in my hand. I said, no, 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 no. What do you have to do to get this? And sometimes it never dawns on them. And I have to tell them. In order for you to get more, in order for you to move forward, in order for you to go forward and move beyond where you are, you first have to give up something. So many of us, our closets are so full, they're full to bursting. Like if you open it, you might get killed by a lot of the stuff that will come flying out because it's been under pressure for so long. That we have things that have happened in our lives that we've just taken and we just packed it to the back. We just packed it to the back. Oh, I'm okay. Packed it to the back. Oh, I'm fine. Packed it to the back. How much stuff do you have packed to the back? Are you afraid to open your door and see what's going to come flying out? Most people call that skeletons in your closet. I don't have no dead people in my closet, but I have some dead things, some dead relationships. Well, maybe I do have some dead folks in there. Because usually I'm that person. When I'm done, I have that 3-minute funeral for you and you no longer exist. Yeah, I'm that person. Don't judge me. Because a lot of you, why are you judging me? A lot of y'all need to have some 3-minute funerals for some things and some folks. And I chose to do that because I had to, because these people no longer served me. I had outgrown them, or wasn't supposed to be with them in the first place. Ain't that something? Isn't that something to realize after 59 years that I have been in relationship, involvement, friendship, whatever, with people who either I didn't need to belong to, be in relationship with, had outgrown, or they just no longer serve me. Huh? Do y'all see that? How many of you all are actually going through that? How many of you are actually going through that growth process where now you're being made to put some things into perspective? There's some things that you just got to walk away from because it no longer serves you. Some attitudes, some habits, some people, some family, they got to go. Because as long as you keep old things in, new things can't come in. See yourself as a full cup. You remember your grandmother used to have her favorite coffee cup and it had a saucer up under it, and the coffee would be real hot and they would pour the coffee in, they make the coffee, da 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 da, and the coffee would be overflowing out of the cup onto the saucer, because that's what the saucer is for, to catch that residue. And what did they drink first? The cooler coffee that was in the saucer, because it was easier to access. Wasn't as hot, wasn't as shocking to the palate. That's me. I'm not what's in the saucer. I'm what's in the cup. Shocking to the palate. Me, anybody that knows me knows I'm always up front. I'm going to say it how I feel it, regardless. I'm going to try not to hurt your feelings. I'm going to try real hard not to hurt your feelings. But sometimes I got to. I shoot straight from the hip. I don't, if I like you, I like you. If I don't, I don't. And people really need to stop playing these games with people. People come up on you, hey, how you doing? Yeah, what? And call you everything but a child of God as soon as you leave, and talk about you, what they know, what they think they know, what they made up. But all the time they're claiming to be your friend, or, on your side, or you know what I'm saying. And God forbid that the universe place you in a place of a valley experience, to whereas everything in your life seems to fall apart. Nothing in your life goes right. And now, in those places, in those dark places, in those valley places, then, and only then, will you really and truly see who is for you. And I've had to take inventory of some stuff. I literally have had to take inventory of people and things in my life And I was literally devastated by some of the things that I had to recall. Things that I had packed to the back, going by the good book, that to let love cover a multitude of fault and sin. But who was that happen? That wouldn't happen to me. To me, that just made me a bigger fool. To allow people to keep on, to continue using me, mistreating me. Is that ringing a bell with any of you all? That you're always there for them. But when it's you, it's still about them. Well, I didn't tell you when you were in your place. I didn't judge you. I supported you. I held you up. I had your back. But a lot of times, when that comes to us, we stand alone. And the universe and our ancestors has given us that strength to stand alone. Is it comfortable? No. Does it feel good when everything in your life falls apart and there's no one to support you but you? No one. All these people who claim to be your friends, where are they? They are doing their thing and making up an excuse as to why they weren't there for you. Guess what? Now, I hate to say this, but now you get to see the real me. That's what I'm going to show now. And a lot of people they cannot take me in my raw element. They can't. People can't take you in your raw element, in the real, true you. Some of us in our raw element decimate people on sight. That's why we have to put on these masks every day to keep that in, to water down ourselves, to make ourselves more palatable for other people, to make them more comfortable in our presence. Do you know what that's called? Any answers? Any. Give me any. That's called faking. I deplore it. I don't like being a faker. I like being myself. And it seems like all of my life, I have caught hell about being who I am. Don't say this. Don't say that. Why your face toe up? Straighten your face up. Why you acting like that? So what you saying? Everybody else is allowed to be human and express themselves uniquely but me. I have to act the way everybody wants me to act. I have to cater to everybody else's feelings, their tender feelings, their egos, their idiosyncrasies, like I don't have any of mine. Or mine don't matter. Maybe that's it. How I feel don't matter. You know, recently I've had two things to happen. I was in a real dark place and I shared something. I shared how I felt at that time. Because at that time it was very hopeless. It was a very hopeless time. And, you know, some things that I wanted and needed to materialize had not. So, yeah, I reached out to two friends and laid it out, how I felt. They stopped talking to me. Two friends, they stopped talking to me because I said what I said, because it's how I felt. What's wrong with the truth? I've always known people have a problem with your truth. Always. People always tend to have a problem with your truth because they're in denial about themselves. So I need you to be in denial and go along with the lie that I'm telling myself to make me comfortable in my lie and what I'm telling myself. You don't need to be comfortable with yourself because I'm not comfortable with myself, so you damn sure know I won't be comfortable with you. Huh? How dare you? How dare you speak your truth to my lie? How dare you? How dare you be your real self and I can't? How dare you? Who are you? Who are you to be your real self and I can't? Because I'm trapped in this lie, in this facade that I have built for myself because I'm afraid of myself. I don't know how to handle myself. I don't know how to govern myself, and I can't get my shit right. So how dare you come to me in my presence, up in my face with your truth? How dare you? Now I hate you even more. Am I going to show it to you? Maybe. Most times they do. Why do you think people hate you so? Why do you think people hate you so? Why do you think people give you so much grief? Because you dare to be real. You dare to be real. You dare to be who you are. You dare to shade the ground you walk on. You dare to be that. And a lot of people can't handle that, darling. A lot of people cannot handle that because they're still unwilling to deal with themselves. So what do? They make excuses. They point fingers. They blame. They displace. They do all of those things to you. How they feel on the inside, they throw it over on you. However, I'm Teflon. Whatever you throw slides off. Like water off a duck. Pour as much water as you want. I'm not going to drown. I'm not. It may hurt, yes. Because I'm human. It's going to hurt. But I will not. I refuse to be destroyed by somebody else's selfishness, by their denial. I refuse to be destroyed by it. And you should too. Our parents always told us a tub should sit on its own bottom. It's time now for some people to sit on their own bottom. It's time for some people to deal with their own shit. Do you see what I'm saying? I had another thing to happen too. Someone who I thought was my best friend for over 40 years. Long time. I was so outdone when this statement was made to me. I think I was in shock or whatever, but I was outdone to know that one of my friends, my best friend, would drive all the way across town to spend the night with another friend who had lost her son, consecutive days with an S, not just one, days with an S. Because when I spoke to them, they were on their way there. But when I almost died, you weren't there. You didn't call. You didn't text. You didn't come. And your reasoning was, well, I just didn't, I just couldn't see you like that. I just didn't want to see you like that. I wasn't disfigured. I had a hysterectomy. I almost died of ovarian cancer. Where were you? Where were you? Or I guess maybe I wasn't important enough. And now I know how important I am to you. Perspective. It really made me take perspective of some things, of some people. And I know you can probably see the pain on my face right now because talking about it is painful. To know that I almost lost my life and my best friend wasn't there. Wasn't there for me. But I had others that were there. But it's nothing like having your girl there at your side saying, we got this. Perspective. Maybe there's some things that you need to put in perspective. Some things that you need to think about. You need to rethink. Rethink relationships. Rethink jobs, careers, paths. Are you on the wrong path right now? Are you in the wrong job? Are you around the wrong people? Maybe you need to put some things in perspective. Yes, it's going to be painful. I can tell you that right now. It's going to be very, very painful. But it's going to be for your good. You'll come out better on the other side. I did. Look at me. Y'all know me. I just tell it like it is. And in my darkest hours, that's where I find my strength. And you will too. You will know that people are fickle and they're selfish. They're going to always look out for themselves. There are very few of us that will go beyond to look out for another human being. There are very few of us. But there are plenty that will give you lip service. Yeah, I'm gonna be there. Yeah, I got, girl, yeah. Yes. Need something. Really, really and truly need something and see exactly what these people are gonna do for you. They're not gonna answer their phone. They're not gonna answer your text. They're not gonna answer Messenger on Facebook. If you see them in the streets, they're gonna run and go the other way. You're gonna see exactly who is for you. And just know, being a chosen one, everybody cannot go where you are going. They're not destined to. And with everything else, as with everything else, there are seasons. People come into your life for a season and a reason. some for a short term, some for a long term, some forever. But as with all things, a lot of things have to be discovered, they have to be revealed in their time. And some of us, we have some stuff that is so out of season that it stinks. You know, we've had it for so long that it's gotten old, moldy, dried up, and it stinks. Some of our stuff, we went beyond the stench of it rotting, and now it's just dried up in a corner. It's unsightly and just drawed up in the corner, and we just can't bring ourselves to throw it out. Who knows? When you try to pick that thing up, it just might just turn to dust. And you just sweep it up, sweep it up in a dust and throw it in garbage. But first of all, we must first be willing to do it. We must gather our strength to just do that cleanup. Yes, it's going to be painful. Yeah, it is. But in the end, it's just like trying to fit into an outfit that's too little. Everything about that outfit is saying, I'm too little. You've grown. The outfit didn't. You've gotten bigger. The outfit didn't. You regular trying to button it up, pull your breast in, pull your belly in, pull your butt in, and just regular trying to fasten it, and gonna make it fit. And who knows, girl, you put that thing on and fasten that jacket up. You take one deep breath, them buttons gonna become a projectile. It might kill somebody, put your eye out. Girl, let that stuff go. Take that jacket down to the Salvation Army, down to the Goodwill, and let somebody else use it. Because it no longer serves you. It no longer fits you. You've outgrown that. You know, just like these chicks that wear these shoes that's too small. You know, that running joke where we used to talk about trying to fit Birmingham into Bessemer. Y'all know about that joke. Why? Why would you make yourself uncomfortable trying to be attractive, trying to be cute, as we say? You're gonna put yourself in pain in order to impress somebody? It's something wrong with you. Why in the world would you put yourself in pain on purpose in order to be attractive to somebody? Something wrong with you. Because if a person cannot take you as you are, as your true self, not this facade that you make up for everybody, not that costume that you make up, you know, to go to work. Everything's fine. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm glad to be here. Da 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 da. Not that person. You know, when you go to church or when you go out, you know, your life is tore up from the floor. But hey, I got my mask on. Y'all don't know me. Y'all don't know me. And you take that mask off, you scare everybody in the room. You know why you're going to scare them to death? Because they don't want to take theirs off. You had the strength to take yours off and show your good, your bad, and your ugly. It takes some strength, girl. It takes some strength to bear your truth, your good, your bad, and your ugly. To walk with your head upright, showing your battle scars, showing that you are a survivor, that you rise above anything that life can throw, can throw you away. You're a survivor. You can rise above these things. There's so many life lessons that I have learned in my 59 years of existence. In 5 months, I'll be 60. Do you even know how that sounds? I'll be 60. Who ever thought? You know? And I've lived a lot. I've learned a lot. But it took me this long to put some things, people, situations, life into perspective. Hopefully it won't take you as long as me. I held on to those things because I felt close to them. I thought they were close to me. But I guess the season was over. Now, I need you to gather your strength, to gather yourself. Go in to the inward parts, to the inward places, and dare to clean out your closet. Dare to do it. Dare to clean out your closet. You know why? Greater things are to come. Greater things are to come. And greater can't come if your closet is full. Greater can't come in the midst of that stench and that darkness and that all this clutter. The universe is not going to empty anything into something that's dirty. It needs to be clean. Hello, Merlin. It needs to be clean. Go in there. It may take a day, a week, a month, 2 or 3 months. But gather yourself, because greatness is coming for you. Believe me, greatness is coming. And for some of us, faster than we think. It's right around the corner. We are standing on the cusp of it. We are standing literally in the door of our breakthrough, of our breakout, of our bust out, of our abundance. But can we reap that? No. So we're going to have to gird ourselves up, put our big girl panties on, come out of that denial, come out of those lies, come out of that facade, be real with yourself, and go in and look at the ugliness, look at the darkness, and tell it to get out. You no longer serve me. Get out. Because greater is coming for me. Get out. Sweep it up, mop it out, throw it out, then fling that door back and just wait for it to just overtake you. Perspective. What is perspective? How you view things. Perspective is just like a belly button. Everybody has one. But is your perspective proper? Are you looking at things from the right perspective? Does your perspective serve you? Is your perspective up to date? Does it need updating? Is it out of date? Is it dated? Antiquated? Maybe your perspective needs to catch up with who you are now. Or hell, are you even living your own perspective, or are you living somebody else's? How they perceive you. That's somebody else's dream for you, not your own. You need to put that in perspective too. Are you living your own life or the life somebody envisioned for you? Are you? Have the guts, have the gall to stand up for yourself for a change. Be yourself. Be who you are. Be who you are for real. Don't fake. No fake breaking is allowed. Dare to be yourself. And if you don't like yourself, change it. Can't nobody change it but you. I can't change you. You can't change me. That's what our life experiences are for. To mold us and shape us into who the universe has created us to be. You know? Get yourself together. Because greater can't be given to a fool. And I myself, I've been fooled too long. So I had to get it together. I had to get some things into perspective. Because everybody is not worth your greater. What's coming for you, everybody can't be a part of what's coming to you because they're not worthy. Know the old adage about you don't put in, you don't get nothing out. What did they put in? What did they put in? But you've given your all. You have put your pearls before swine, and what did they do? They crushed them. They ran over them, then they ran over you. Aren't you tired? Aren't you tired? When is it going to be your turn? Get selfish. They do. Get selfish. I dare you to get selfish. Be about you for a change instead of everybody else. Be about you. It's your life, isn't it? Darling, you have already lived for everybody else. When you going to start living for yourself? When you going to start? And they're going to bury you and say, and on your tombstone, they lived for everybody else. They gave of themselves. I don't want that on my tombstone. But that's where I was going. It took something to shock me into my perspective. I had to be shocked into it. And now I'm seeing things for the way they really and truly are. The red flags have been up the whole time. About jobs, about people, about relationships. The red flags have been up the whole time. I've had God knows how many jobs because when the red flags become too many, it's time to go. But why didn't we do that in these other situations? Why did we stay? Wrong perspective. We looked at it with our heart and not with our mind, with our logic, believing that we're doing the right thing. So I challenge you today. Change your perspective. Change the way you look at things. Change the way you do some things. Change the way you treat folks. Everybody's not worth your good. Everybody's not worth your good. Do they return it to you? And I know y'all Bible thumpers out there talking about, well, your blessing not gonna come back the same way you give it out. That's a lie. What's the meaning of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. I've been insane a long time. Doing the same thing over and over again for the same people, expecting them to treat me the way I treat them. Or even halfway the way I treat them. To do some things for me sometime. To think about me sometime. Come see me sometime. Call me sometime. I'm talking to somebody. I don't know who it is, but I'm talking to somebody because this weighed heavy on me today. And I literally had to get up and do this video today. I'm going to start back. Don't fuss. I'm going to start back doing videos. I'm going to start back. But this is pressing today. Perspective. Perspective. Change your perspective because your greater is coming. Okay? You all have a great day. Smile. Know your worth. Know yourself. Know your beauty. Okay? Peace.